Let's start with a simple question. How did you survive? When the world conspired to crush you, when life's merciless storms raged, when the venom of betrayal coursed through your veins, how did you rise? Not just standing, but standing taller, fiercer, and more indomitable than ever. Survival isn't just about enduring the storm, it's about becoming it. They thought they could end you. Oh, how they tried. They sharpened the darts into daggers in the dark and built walls to contain your light. But what they didn't realize is this. Legends aren't broken by betrayal, they're built by it. You didn't just survive. You adapted. You evolved. You transformed into a force they could never comprehend. Let me tell you something they'll never understand. Survival isn't luck, it's defiance. It's looking into the eyes of those who doubted you, mocked you, and tried to bury you and saying, "Is that all you've got?" They sensed storms, but they forgot one thing: you are the storm. You see, they feared you even before they tried to destroy you. Why? Because you're a mirror reflecting their insecurities, their weaknesses, and their lack of control. And when they failed to break you, they panicked. They realized, too late, that their schemes, their maiden, their darkness only fueled your fire. Every insult, every betrayal, every time they tried to silence you, it wasn't your downfall, it was your foundation. You built armor from their hate. You forged strength from their rejection. You turned every wound into a badge of honor. And now they watch in fear, because you've become something they never anticipated: a legend. A living reminder that their power is a fragile illusion. They'll ask themselves, how did you survive? But they won't understand. They'll never understand. Your survival was never in question. They underestimated your will, your grit, your unyielding determination to rise again and again, no matter how many times tried to bury you. Their curses, you turned them into fuel. Their shadows, used them to sharpen your vision. Their storms, you rode to new heights. Here's the truth: you survived because you chose to. You survived because deep down, you knew you were destined for more. Their darkness couldn't extinguish your light, it only made it burn brighter. Now, you walk a different path. You're not just a survivor, you're a beast. A force of nature, a joker in a world that thought it could play you like a fool. But you flipped the script. You rewrote the rules. Listen closely. They will come for you again. They'll sharpen their knives with sharp curses and summon every ounce of darkness they can muster. But this time, they'll do it with trembling hands, because they know. They know that every attack, every attempt to break you, only makes you stronger. So let them come. Let them try. Let them throw everything they have at you, because you've already survived their worst. And now, you're unstoppable. And when they dare to ask, how did you survive? Don't waste your breath explaining. Just smile. Smile because you know the truth. You didn't just survive. You conquered. You thrived. You became the thing they feared most: a legend who doesn't just endure the darkness, but bends it to their will. A legend who just dies from the ashes but uses them to light a fire that will never die. Your haters had their weapons pointed, waiting to destroy you. But what they didn't know is this: you wore a shield forged from the words, "I don't give a damn." Their hate, their venom, it bounces off your chest and hits them right where they aim their guns. Listen, people can't hurt you. They only hurt themselves. Their plans to destroy you, to defeat you, they won't work. They never did. Why? Because their weapons of envy and betrayal are powerless against someone who refuses to crumble. You've mastered the art of deflection. Their negativity doesn't touch you, it ricochets back and shatters their illusions. They'll never understand that your strength doesn't come from avoiding the storm. It comes from standing in it, unshaken. They aimed to break you, but all they did was reveal your unbreakable core. Their hate only sharpened your resolve. Their schemes only exposed their fear. So let them keep trying. Let them think they can stop you. Because you know the truth. Their weapons can't pierce your armor. Their plans can't dim your light. You've already won by refusing to let their darkness define you. You see, their hate is a reflection of their own insecurities, their own battles they've already lost. They point their fingers, hoping to blind you with accusations. But every finger they point leaves 3 more pointing back at themselves. They hoped their venom would weaken you, but instead it became the antidote to their power. They threw stones, forgetting that you've already built an unshakable fortress from the rubble of their attacks. They wanted to see you fall, but all they did was lift you higher, proving to everyone that their efforts were nothing more than desperate whispers in the wind. Understand this: the more they plot, the more they expose their weakness. They're not fighting you. They're fighting the reflection of everything they lack, everything they fear, everything you've become. They fear your strength because it reminds them of their own fragility. They hate your confidence because it highlights their own doubts. But you don't just survive, you thrive. Their words are like dull blades that can't penetrate your soul. Their schemes are like paper tigers that crumble under your gaze. Every time they try to pull you down, they only remind you of the power that lies within you. Remember, you don't need to fight back with hate. Your success, your resilience, your ability to rise despite their efforts, that's your revenge. Let them watch as you turn their bitterness into fuel, their curses into stepping stones, and their doubt into undeniable proof that you are unstoppable. So let them whisper in their dark corners. Let them scheme in their shadows. You don't need to play their game. You've already outgrown their battlefield. They're stuck in the same tired cycle of envy and hate. But you've leveled up. You've transcended their smallness, their petty games, their shallow victories. And they can't handle it, can they? The sight of you standing tall, thriving despite of it to tear you down, it eats them alive. They'll call you names: arrogant, heartless, unworthy. But those names don't define you. No, you're defined by the fire in your soul, the unyielding strength in your heart, and the unstoppable force of your will. Here's the truth they can't accept. Their hate is powerless without your reaction. You've stripped them of the one thing they thought they could control: your peace. You wear your scars like armor and your pain like a crown. Their words bounce off, their schemes crumble, and their venom dries up in the heat of your relentless glow. Listen closely, the real battle isn't with them. It's with yourself. And every time you rise, every time you refuse to be dragged down, you win. You become a beacon for those who've been through their own wars, a symbol that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Let this be your anthem. I am unshakable. I am untouchable. I am a legend in the making. Let their hate fuel your fire, but never let it dim your light. You don't need their approval, their validation, or their acceptance. You are enough as you are, and that's what terrifies them the most. So stand tall, walk boldly. Let them watch as you turn their darkness into a stage, their hate into applause, and their attempts to break you into the very fuel that propels you to greatness. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, conquering, and rewriting the rules. And when they ask, how did you survive? You'll simply smile and say, I didn't just survive. I became unstoppable. Now go. Be the legend. Be the let the world feel the force of your rise. They wanted to assassinate you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even physically. They aimed their daggers of deceit, their bullets of betrayal, their bombs of lies ready to take you out. But what they didn't realize is this weak people can destroy strong people. No matter how sharp their weapons, no matter well planned their ambush, they could never bring you down. Your strength isn't just physical, it's in your spirit, your resolve, your unshakable will. All your life, you faced these battles. People have plotted, schemed, and tried to erase you. They've whispered behind closed doors, pointed fingers in public, and spread poison in every direction. Yet here you are, still standing, thriving. Still you. Now they're left scratching their wing, confronting nothing to do it. How did they survive? How did they overcome everything we threw at them? They're baffled. Because they thought their hate was enough to break you. But hate is no match for resilience. Their weapons were forged in weakness, but your shield was built on strength. And every attack only made you stronger. Let them wonder. Let them ask. You owe no explanation, because your survival speaks louder than any words ever could. You're living proof that no amount of plotting, no volume of venom, no storm of hate can ever crush a soul that refuses to bow. They tried to end you, but they only revealed your power. They tried to erase you, but you became unforgettable. They were like pythons, coiled in the shadows, waiting to strike. Their venom wasn't just poison, it was their weapon. They wanted to sink it into your plans, choke the life out of your dreams, frustrate you, weaken you, and leave you questioning your own power. But here's the truth: real people don't get frustrated. We dominate. We don't let their schemes derail us. We adapt, overcome, and take what's rightfully ours. We don't crumble under pressure. We rise and rule. They thought they could break you, but in their attempts they broke themselves. Their plans backfired. Their venom poisoned their own spirits, and their frustrations became the chains that bound them. While they wasted time plotting your downfall, you were out building an empire. They were so focused on stopping you that they failed to see your unstoppable momentum. And now, they're the ones left in pieces, wondering how their best efforts could lead to their own undoing. Let them wonder, because the power of someone who refuses to be intimidated. You don't just survive their strikes. You use their venom to fuel your fire. You turn their hate into your stepping stone and dominate the world they tried to keep from you. Real power isn't just about standing tall. It's about standing unshaken when everything and everyone tries to bring you down. They fail to see that your strength doesn't just come from within, it's forged by their very attempts to weaken you. So let them coil. Let them hiss. Let them wait. In the end, the python's bite is meaningless to a predator who's already conquered the jungle. You're not just a survivor. You're a legend, a beast, a joker. In this world, it'll never be ready for what comes next. Oh, and one last thing: if you really like this content, subscribe to my free newsletter and get updates on my latest videos. If you're interested, comment Joker below this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tell the Batman I said hello.